And we are on the air. I think we are on the air.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning and welcome to Live from the Heartland. And time for Jimi Hendrix to go down. There we go. Hi, everybody in Rogers Park, Chicago, Illinois, the Midwest, the Great Lakes bioregion, US of A, and
Anywhere in the
planet
world.
Earth. How you doing?
I'm good. Good morning, Katie Hogan. Let's
morning,
let everyone
Michael
know
James.
they're listening to the Live from the Heartland show.
I had done that, but it was over Jimi Hendrix, and nothing gets out over Jimi Hendrix.
Well, we're here at the lovely corner of Glenwood and Lunt. We're in the heart of Rogers Park, where
Yes.
once again we're bringing you another edition of the Live from the Heartland show. How about everybody out there in the in-house listening audience saying good morning? 1, 2, 3. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. We love to hear it. We like it when there's a little crowd here.
Happy breakfast time, everybody.
Eat oatmeal
Well,
today.
I
Good
was
for the
kind of
digestive system.
I was kind of inspired by Aretha Franklin's Amazing Grace from our previous show that I was hearing in my earphones before we changed into here. Look, it's a gorgeous day. It's February 23rd. It's coming on the end of Black History Month. We still have the Heritage Wall up.
Every month is Black History Month.
Well, maybe. You know, the line
And
is that
Latino
every month is
Native
White
American
History
Month. It's all let's have it all the time, all of them.
Obviously, we haven't rehearsed. Okay, so I don't know how many of you were at the climate change rally last weekend, but I salute you for doing it. We don't know if President Obama is going to sign off on Keystone or not, but our sense is he shouldn't. We have a pretty active green group here in the neighborhood, and so we are so excited that finally recycling has come to Rogers Park. And yeah, so there's a lot of details that we have to get about it, so we brought up the pro, our neighborhood leader in all things green, and also just a great activist all around, Mr. Bob Fuller. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Michael.
Welcome
Good
to
morning,
Live
Bob.
from the
Good to have
Heartland.
you. I'm glad you brought your own personal photographer with you.
Everywhere.
Well, he's very smart. You've taken a look at Audra, right? his bride. There you go. Bob Fuller, you were on the show not that long ago when we were covering elections to school board, to local school councils, which you won your election.
I did.
You
Yes,
did?
thanks to the great residents right around the Heartland who are in that voting area.
Field school.
Field school, yeah. Well, this is exactly the kind of grassroots involvement that every neighborhood needs to be a viable neighborhood. So thank you for keeping that heritage alive, because that is our heritage here in Rogers Park. So right now, it's only been my lifetime that we've been waiting for recycling, not only in this neighborhood, but the entire city. So we're very excited that the mayor has decided that we're next, right? Our ward and the 50th ward?
That's correct. After quite a while of working on a 1980s issue in the second century of the 21st century,
Tell it,
or
brother.
second decade of the 21st century, we are finally getting Blue Cart Recycling in the 49th Ward, and our friends over in the 50th Ward are also getting to do that. That's exciting news. The way the city has said it is essentially they were able to figure out and find the money through various ways to finally expand Blue Cart Recycling, which seems like it should be fairly obvious since we're currently paying for every black cart that we put in the landfill,
Right.
And we at least get a little bit of money back for the goods that we send into any blue carts or to the drop-off bins over at Devon Avenue, and so it only makes sense that we finally have recycling in the neighborhood.
Okay, there's a lot of ways into this, and I think we need to talk about a couple of issues. One starting off is there seems to be an alikeness to the kind of person who goes, "What do you mean recycling?" You know, who just sort of goes, forget about it. It's that kind of
And
mentality.
throws their cigarette butt out the
and
window.
throws their cigarette butt on this, or just tosses everything into the same garbage, which hurts my heart. I mean, I go to other people's house and take garbage out. And I'm
Kate.
But so, what do
So
we?
you're that lady with the cart that I saw the other day?
I will be soon. See me in a decade. No. What do you do with the recalcitrants, or do you just not pay attention to it and forge ahead and say we're going to go with the people who understand the importance of recycling and
So
drag
just
them along?
to get to a little bit of the facts moving forward, this upcoming week of February 25th, the Streets and Sanitation Department is going to be delivering Blue Cart recycling bins to all residents that currently have city pickup, so that's single-family homes, 2 flats, 3 flats, and 4 flats. Our multi-unit building, people living in buildings larger than 5 units,
Like me.
still and me, are still going to need to figure out the other ways to recycle. But and then starting the week of March 11th. Our recyclables will actually be picked up by the Streets and Sanitation with a special recycling pickup. It's not the same truck as the normal garbage. So just right there, for decades we've had people being able, their only recycling option was to gather all of their cans, bottles, newspapers, keep it in their garage for weeks on end, and then finally bring it over to the Streets and Sanitation lot over on Devon. And so all of that work, that's not everybody who's willing to do that. So it's kind of understandable that people say, well,
Forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it.
Right.
So, and now with the expansion of Blue Card into the neighborhood, you don't have to sort all your paper from your plastic and everything like that. Anything that's recyclable, you simply put in the blue bin. If you can clean out as much of the food as possible from old cans and things like that, that's wonderful, but not necessary. And so this is really kind of lowering the barriers for people to be able to participate in recycling in the neighborhood. There's still going to be, that crazy neighbor who leaves his Christmas decorations up until July, who throws his cigarette butts in his beer bottles and throws that in the trash. That person is still going to continue to kind of be a stick in the mud, but for the vast majority of us, all the wonderful people, all of our great neighbors who we live side by side with, they're going to participate because it's so much easier now.
So, Bob, you did with the Alderman's office, you did a rollout of this program on Wednesday night?
That's right. Wednesday night we
library?
had a big crowd over at the
That's
Rogers
what I
Park
wanted to
Library.
know. You had a big crowd, and
the mayor.
the mayor was in town, in
Was
the
he there,
neighborhood.
The mayor was in town on Wednesday. He was not at the
our town.
49th Ward he actually came that morning to the Streets and Sanitation yard and talked about the program, had
Is
a
that
press
what the
conference.
email from the alderman was about how great it was to have the mayor in the ward?
That was one of them, yeah. But then Wednesday night, we actually held an event where close to 100 people showed up.
Good.
One of the most focused and interested crowds I've seen of. If you've been to a community meeting in Rogers Park, it's representative of the wide diversity of thoughts.
It's like
and
a
opinions.
Bruegel painting.
I won't compare it to any other types of paintings, but it was a group of people who were just so excited about having this better option in our neighborhood, and they. I know, Katie, you're one of them, and lots of people have been doing this. They've been signing up as recycling block captains.
Right.
These are the people who are going to be, that special volunteer on the 1400 block of Greenleaf or on 7000 North Ashland, who are willing to help their neighbors learn about this program and to be able to actually use our recycling system to its optimum by being that voice in the neighborhood, on the block, who has the correct information of, can I put a number 7 piece of plastic in my bin or not?
Exactly.
Well, I want to ask a few questions going backwards. One,
So once again,
What?
no rehearsal.
what?
No rehearsal.
No
There
rehearsal.
doesn't need to be a rehearsal.
No,
What?
I know.
What took so long to get the blue cart recycling in our ward?
Duh.
Well, I actually took
older
a
than
number of
Bob.
geology classes in college, and if you've ever seen how glaciers form and then move and cut pathways through the
He
Midwest.
clearly prepared.
Indeed.
But, I think like anything that our fair city does, that any public entity does, you can see our priorities by the budgets that we create. And clearly, for a long time, recycling was and keeping things out of the waste stream were not a priority. Mayor Emanuel, while people have many issues with him, and I know he was a guest here at the Heartland not long ago. He has made it a priority to expand recycling and to reduce how much we are wasting as a community every year. So I think he should be applauded for his efforts to solve this issue, and for most importantly, the thousands of people who have been working on this issue for decades.
Amen.
Well, we've talked recycling on Live from the Heartland show over the years, and a couple of things I remember, and maybe you can clarify, was there were a number of people critical of the actual blue cart program and how it was set up. Is that the most efficient way to do recycling? Let's start with that.
No, I think you're thinking about the blue bag program. People
I
were
might
critical
be.
of that.
Oh, that's good. Then the blue
but I think
carts
it's a
is
good
step
question
forward.
because what happened, and historically this is what folks will run into with the new program. I bet people ask this question on Wednesday night. They said, hey, blue bags, we watched them go into the same garbage can as the landfill garbage.
Right,
Is
and
this
only a minimal percentage of the stuff really got
exactly.
recycled.
I mean,
So
people
that's
actually had to hand pick it out
we
of
have a
blue
shift
bags.
going on now.
So this is different.
So I think that's an important reason that people
Distinction.
are a little bit cynical is,
Exactly.
fool me once, shame on me, or shame on you. But people don't want to be fooled a second time. And, I've actually been working on recycling issues since I was still in school.
Knee high to a grasshopper.
Exactly. So, and I've
Be
actually
a green grasshopper.
being a bit of a recycling nerd, and I know there are others out there like me. I've gone on a couple tours of the different plants where they do the.
So which
the
one? Waste management?
I went to the waste management site down in Lawndale.
They haul nuclear waste management.
I'm sure they do. That's
Somebody's got to.
Yeah, we create it. All of us
That's
are
why we got
creating
rid
it.
of them.
And also, it's actually incredibly fascinating. They actually will have tours for the public to go down there to see the number of contraptions and methods that they use to get valuable materials out of our waste stream. It's kind of like an episode of Mr. Wizard or a game of Mousetrap.
You are a recycling nerd. I love that, Bob.
I will wear that badge happily.
Now, you said you went to the one in Lawndale. There was a second one we interrupted and didn't hear. The second place you visited?
I actually went to a similar recycling plant in Ohio when I was in school.
Okay.
Where they used a similar system as we do. Or as the blue card is. So the blue bag, because it was only one method of collecting both recyclables and landfill waste, it's just in order to kind of demingle or to separate those materials again.
Let the demingling begin.
Actually, I hope that word catches on. Remember who said it first.
I will. You got it, Fuller.
It was so much more labor intensive that obviously it's going to be less efficient. This system, while you don't need to make sure that all of your white paper is separated from your newspaper and that your brown bottles and green bottles are separated, all of it can go in the blue cart. It's a separate pickup from the landfill pickup.
Right.
And so right there, you have so much less labor on the part of streets and sanitation, waste management, whoever's actually doing the collection,
Right.
That you're going to lose less of those valuable materials, and fewer of those valuable materials will be going into the landfill.
You're listening to the Live from the Heartland show, brought to you every Saturday morning over WLUW 88.7, and in the not-too-distant future, it'll be also on CAN TV. We're proud to say.
Look out.
Working out the details. And this is Michael James. I'm here with the co-host Katie Hogan, and we're talking to Bob Fuller, who is head of the 49th Ward Green Corp, and we are getting filled in on the coming of the green carts. I mean, the blue carts. To make things green.
Hopefully green carts down the road.
You're cut off.
Okay,
No.
I had another question. First of all, I wanted to clarify. You mentioned a couple of times that there is recycling for people living in bigger buildings. That's 5 stories or 5 apartments or more. They can still take their stuff over to the streets and sanitation yard, which you mentioned Devon Avenue, but that's Devon and
It's actually
what?
Ravens. It's
Ravenswood
more
and Devon.
Ravenswood, just north of Devon.
It's
Yeah,
actually
so-
Ravenswood and what's the
Right.
name of that? Schiller? Wallen?
Rosemont?
No.
We don't
not
know.
Rosemont. It's
Anyhow.
one block
Go
north
one
of
block
Devon.
north on Ravenswood of Devon, and you'll take a right into it, or you might go right into the police station. But they're over there, so people know. The other thing I wanted to address, or have you address, Bob, is the mayor had put out a call for bids and competition between our city garbage collectors and the privatization